JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So in preparing for CARES 2, which is what we're expecting the next stimulus package to be called, at least for now, you are wanting, in my opinion, to get prepared for that, because in my professional experience, when aid comes out that is for specific industries or that is going to have more qualifications, you're going to need documentation that is going to be used to back up the fact that you would meet those qualifications to then receive whatever aid is going to be given out. So we know that with the CARES Act, there was a lot of aid that was given out, the Paycheck Protection Program, the expansion of EIDL and the EIDG, as well as the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. So we know that the PUA is in essence running out this week. The PPP has been extended to August 8th, which is basically about 2 weeks from now or so that it will be expired in terms of its availability. We know that a couple of weeks ago, the Economic Injury Disaster Grant was ran out. We know that there have probably been a number of states and cities that have provided grants. So this next round of funding that is going to come out, I think, is going to be more laser focused to certain industries as well as certain sizes of businesses. So there was a video that I released earlier today that I go into a number of reasons that I think you would want to really ensure that you're careful to get the information related to CARES 2 in a non-speculation way and with somebody that is going to be putting together that information in a way that allows you to get the aid that is potentially available to you in an efficient way. So what I had talked about in that video at the end was what I've got here up on a whiteboard. So I wanted to put together a shorter video to ensure that for those of you that are wondering, well, what can I do now to get ready for additional stimulus aid that could be coming out of CARES 2, here are the 3 things that I am strongly recommending you get done right now. If you need aid, if your house is on fire, there's nothing right now, in my opinion, that would be more important than getting this lined up. If you're of the personality type and or the busyness level that you'll wait and see what is going to be required before you actually come up with it, the one thing I want you to know is that this list right here, you should just already have. And that's the key word here. I want you to get these things in hand. I want you to have the PDF on your computer. I want you to have the paper copy, if that's how you operate, in hand, on your desk, ready to look at. And that is these 3 things. Your 2019 tax returns, individual and businesses. If you don't have all the information, as in you're waiting still on other parties to finish up your return, then get a draft of that return in hand. It can be watermark draft. Get the return done as far as it can go so that you are prepared. Every single one of my clients that has given me information, the return is done. If we're waiting on third party, we have the return done as far as we can get it. Get with your tax professional to get this in hand, and if you're waiting, that you have in hand the most complete version, even marked draft, available to you. The next is financial statements, most notably your income statement. For what period? I'm recommending highly that you have January 2019 through June 2020, and you have that on a month-by-month basis. I also think you need to have your payroll reports, most notably your Form 941s, for 2019 as well as first and second quarter of 2020. You don't have to keep listening. Get these in hand. That's what this video is about. Get them in hand. For those of you that don't have them in hand, let me talk briefly to that. If you have employees, you should already have, maybe you don't have it in hand, so get it in hand. You should already have and have done Form 941s, going down to the bottom here, for all of 2019, their quarterly reports filed with the Internal Revenue Service, as well as first quarter 2020. Now, second quarter 2020 is due here in the next few days, so get it in hand. If it's not done, you're gonna have it in the next, 72 hours or so? Get it done, get it in hand. In hand. Not, well, they're available and I can get them. Get them in hand. What if the software is not available? What if all of a sudden your provider is on vacation and you need that information? Get it in hand. Now, let's talk about January through June of your income statement. So on one report, one page with my clients, I can have a column for each month, January 2019 through June 2020. Okay, it's the end of July. You have all of your information. If you've not given it to your professional, get it to them. If you do your own books, get everything updated through June of 2020. You want to have the month by month, and the reason this is speculation, that you want to have it is that I believe the CARES 2 for small businesses and potentially sole proprietors will be contingent on you showing there was a decline in your business. The way that is being done in other aid that's being given, most notably to states, including my home state, was comparing a period of time in 2020 to 3 previous periods of time. We could have a hint of this as it relates to those that qualify for the employee retention credit, and not going to go through those details. I have a number of videos about the employee retention credit. What I want to point out to you is this. It requires you to have quarter by quarter information to know if you qualify for one of the 2 ways to qualify. What do I mean by that? You compare a quarter to the prior year's quarter. To determine if you qualify for the employee retention credit, one of the ways is to see if and show that and prove that your income, your gross income, is down more than 50% quarter by quarter. So for quarter 2, April, May, and June 2020 compared to April, May, and June of 2019 is needed to determine if you qualify for the employee retention credit, which is already in play, came out of CARES Act 1. I'm using that as an indicator, as a guide, that you're going to need this information if there are qualifications that are based on you proving that your income is down. You're going to need these financials, and you're going to need them month by month. It's on one report. You don't need to have 12 months and another 6 months, as in all of them necessarily separate. You need to know what your income and your expenses are in January of 19, February of 19, all the way through June of 2020. As an example, here in Oklahoma, there was a grant, and it is not unique to other states, where we had to compare March, April, and May, month by month, to 3 periods of time prior to that. One is comparing to an average of January and February of 2020. Another was comparing to the monthly average for all of 19. The other was comparing to March, April, and May, monthly average of 2019. You need to have this information available, as in hand. If you don't have it, get after it. You can't wait around until later this week or next week to go, oh, I guess I need it. Who has that information if it isn't already on your computer or in hand? your professionals that are providing it. Don't you think they're going to have a tremendous number of requests as soon as the qualifications and requirements of CARES 2 are revealed? Yes, the answer is yes. So get it now. Even if you don't necessarily need any of these, if it ultimately turns out that way, you don't need any of these. Well, you need to have these things in hand anyways, okay? You need to have copies of your 2019 tax returns. You need to have your financials. They should be updated anyways through June, okay? And you need to have your payroll reports. They should be done. So this is not even creating new work for you that could be all for nothing. You need all of this information for a ton of other reasons. Getting loans with the bank, right? Doing tax estimates, right? There's a number of reasons you already need this information. So we're at the end of July, we're going into August. All of this should be readily available, or at least you can obtain a copy of it that is near complete, if not all the way complete. Get the information gathered up. When the CARES Act came out and there was specifically Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, think of all the information that was trying to be disseminated to qualify, and then think of how quickly it went, and then they had to come back and do another round of funding, which a lot of us the entire time were doing this. Have this information, and at least you have that part done, the battle of that, because this can be the difference of you getting the aid or not, depending on how quickly it could run out. So I'm just trying to give you the advantage in a very strong, recommending manner. All right. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully by having this, it helps you in so many other ways, but definitely puts you above the rest that are trying to qualify, and gives you a proper advantage if you're needing the help. And if you are needing the help, I want you to know this time next year, it will be better. We will get past this. You will get past this. All right, hey, don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. All right, oh, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and turn on your notifications. Lots of information coming out as soon as CARES 2 is put into law. All righty, have a great day.